Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the cool world of hair and eye color. Ever wondered why some folks have those stunning blue eyes and blonde locks, while others rock deep brown eyes and dark hair? It's all in our DNA, a colorful story of pigments, genes, and the incredible journeys of our ancestors. This diversity really comes down to a pigment called melanin, which is like the artist behind our unique colors. The genes we inherit from our parents play a huge role in this process. They not only decide how much melanin we produce, but also the type, whether it is a rich brown or a light blonde. It's fascinating how these genetic instructions work together, often creating stunning combos of light and dark features. The variations in human appearance are absolutely stunning, aren't they? It's wild how unique each of us can look. Seriously. Think about it, melanin is the magic pigment that gives color to our hair, skin, and eyes. And it's created by these cool little cells called melanocytes. How awesome is that? Just imagine walking down the street and seeing all the beautiful shades of skin, from deep chocolate to the lightest cream. Each hue tells a story, right? And let's not forget about hair. Whether it's curly, straight, or anything in between, every style and color reflects our personality. It's like a living canvas, showcasing who we are. Isn't it fascinating how something as simple as melanin can create such diversity? It really makes you appreciate the beauty of being human. The specific color we see depends on the type and quantity of this pigment. There are two main forms of melanin: eumelanin, which produces dark brown and black colors, and pheomelanin, which creates shades from amber to red. The interplay between these two types is what paints the rich tapestry of human appearance. If your melanocytes produce a large amount of eumelanin, you are likely to have darker hair, skin, and eyes. Conversely, if they produce less melanin, your features will be lighter. The color of your hair is a direct result of the ratio of eumelanin to pheomelanin, as well as the total concentration of the pigment. High levels of eumelanin lead to black or brown hair, while lower levels result in blonde hair. A high concentration of pheomelanin, with very little eumelanin, is what creates vibrant red hair. Similarly, the color of the iris in your eye is determined by its melanin content, brown eyes. The most common eye color globally have a high concentration of melanin in the front layer of the iris, which absorbs most of the light entering the eye. Blue eyes, on the other hand, have very little melanin. Their striking color is not due to a blue pigment, but is instead a structural color created by the way light scatters through the iris, a phenomenon known as the Tyndall effect. Green and hazel eyes fall somewhere in between, with moderate amounts of melanin combined with this light scattering effect, creating a unique mix of brown and blue tones. The intricate connection between hair and eye color is rooted in our genetics. The genes that control the pigmentation of our hair and skin are often located close to each other on our chromosomes, a phenomenon known as genetic linkage. Because of this proximity, these genes are frequently inherited as a single package. This is why it is common to see individuals with a consistent theme of either lighter or darker features. For instance, people with brown hair often have brown eyes, and those with blonde hair frequently have blue eyes. Skin color also tends to follow this pattern, with lighter hair and eyes often paired with fairer skin, and darker features with darker skin tones. Our DNA contains the complete set of instructions, or genes, that our cells use to function and build our bodies. For a long time, eye color was thought to be a simple genetic trait, governed by a single gene where brown was dominant over blue. However, modern science has revealed a much more complex picture. Researchers have now identified at least 8 different genes that influence the final color of our eyes. These genes work together to regulate the amount and type of melanin produced and stored within the specialized cells of the iris. One of the most significant of these genes is OCA2, which is responsible for nearly 3/4 of the variation along the blue-brown color spectrum. While OCA2 is a major player, other genes can modify or even override its instructions, which explains why eye color genetics can sometimes produce unexpected results. This multifactorial model helps to account for the wide and subtle range of eye colors seen across the human population. Among all the natural hair colors, red hair is by far the rarest, appearing in only about 2% of the world's population. This distinctive color is caused by a recessive genetic variant of the MC1R gene. This gene provides instructions for making a protein that is involved in switching pigment production from the reddish pheomelanin to the dark melanin. When an individual inherits a variant copy of the MC1R gene from both parents, this conversion process is disrupted. As a result, pheomelanin accumulates in the pigment cells, leading to red hair, typically accompanied by fair skin and a dusting of freckles. Because this trait is autosomal recessive, a child must receive the variant gene from both parents to have red hair. This means that individuals can be carriers of the red hair gene without displaying the trait themselves. Red hair is most commonly found in people of Northern or Northwestern European descent, with the highest concentrations of redheads in the world found in Ireland and Scotland, where it is estimated that about 10% of the population has red hair. This striking hair color appears in a wide variety of beautiful shades, from the light, golden tones of strawberry blonde to rich copper and the deep, reddish-brown hues of auburn. In some cases, it can even manifest as a brilliant, fiery red. Red hair isn't just super eye-catching. It has some really unique traits too. Did you know folks with red hair often feel pain differently? Plus, they have a higher chance of skin cancer since they lack that sun-blocking pigment. Pretty wild. Right. It's like their hair comes with its own set of quirks. Proto-Indo-European, or PI for short, is like the cool ancestor of many European and some Asian mythologies. You can see its influence popping up in Celtic stories, Norse legends, Greek tales, and even Hindu myths. Isn't that fascinating? Within Celtic mythology, the Tuatha Dé Danann were the gods of the Gaelic Celts and have direct parallels with deities from other Celtic branches. Mabinogion deities Welsh. The mythological figures in the Mabinogion closely resemble the Tuatha Dé Danann. For example, the Welsh goddess Den is like the Irish goddess Donu, who names the Tuatha Dé Gaulish gods. Some Irish deities share names with ancient Gaulish gods, like the Irish Lugh and the Gaulish Lugus. Other Indo-European mythologies. Common themes and archetypes are found across various Indo-European cultures. Greek mythology, Olympians versus Titans, the epic clash in the Lebor-Gabala, where the Tuatha Dé Danann battle the Fomorians, is often likened to the Greek Titan Omachi, just like the Olympians who topple the older Titans too. Become the main gods. Both stories showcase a powerful group of divine beings in charge. Norse mythology, Aesir versus Vanir. The Norse gods are divided into two main groups, the Aesir and the Vanir, who initially battle but later unite. The Vanir are linked to fertility, wealth, and nature, sharing some similarities with the Tuatha Dé Danann. Plus, individual gods have their counterparts. For instance, the Dagda is often compared to Odin. Hindu mythology, Hinduism, like other cultures from the Proto-Indo-European roots, has some fascinating similarities. For instance, the goddess Donu in Irish myths might actually connect to the Hindu goddess Donu from the Rig Veda. Unique aspects. The Tuatha Dé Danann are really interesting because they went from being powerful gods to the Aosi, or the fairies who live in the other world. They still pop in and out of our world, which is pretty cool. This whole idea of divine beings being replaced by mortals and retreating to secret places is a special twist in Irish mythology. Interestingly, the powerful and mystical image of red hair is also woven into the fabric of mythology, particularly in the Celtic traditions of Ireland. The Tuatha Dé Danann, a supernatural race of gods and goddesses in Irish folklore, are often depicted with features that symbolize their otherworldly power and beauty, including red hair. These beings were said to have arrived in Ireland shrouded in a magical mist, descending from the sky to rule the land. They were totally famous for their incredible magic and wisdom, right? Just imagine it. Tall folks rocking shiny red gold hair and those striking blue eyes that really stand out. Pretty awesome. Don't you think? Several prominent figures within the Tuatha Dé Danann are specifically associated with red hair, which often symbolizes their connection to fire, power, and life itself. The Dagda, a chief of the gods known as the Good God, was a master of magic and a figure of immense strength and fertility, often described as having fiery red hair. Another powerful deity, the goddess Bridget, who governed healing, poetry, and smithcraft, was said to have been born with flame-red curls and was intrinsically linked to an eternal flame, a symbol of inspiration and creation. In some modern artistic interpretations inspired by Celtic mythology, the warrior Queen Tailchu, foster mother to the sun Godla, is also portrayed as a formidable figure with fiery red dresses. The story of the Tuatha Dé Danann in Ireland is one of magical conquest and eventual retreat. Upon their arrival, the Tuatha Dé Danann really made a splash by defeating the resident for Bolge in the First Battle of Mag Tuath. This victory kicked off a golden age of prosperity and magic in Ireland, where they were celebrated for their incredible skills and artistry. But, you know, every good thing has its ups and downs. Their reign faced a serious challenge when the Melanin showed up, the ancestors of the modern Irish. After their defeat, the Tuatha Dé Danann didn't just vanish. They slipped away into the those ancient burial mounds and hills all over Ireland. It's like they found a secret world where they could still exist, charted in myth and legend, keeping their stories alive even today. They transitioned into this magical other world, becoming known as the Esid, or the people of the mounds. Picture this. These enchanting fairies and mystical beings of Irish folklore are often depicted with vibrant red hair, and their stories are filled with adventure and mischief. They're not just characters, they connect us to nature and the spirit world, sparking our imaginations for ages. If you're loving this, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more.